When someone is seriously injured because another person or entity was careless, the consequences don't stop at the hospital. Life changes, bills pile up, work stops, pain becomes part of the daily routine. Injured people want one thing, a just resolution so they can move forward. I'm Kash, an injury lawyer practicing in Kentucky and Ohio. I represent people. And today I want to walk you through how I approach getting cases settled when they should settle. My approach comes from 20 years of practice, a lot of successes, and more than a few mistakes. When I sat down and looked hard at what I was doing right and what I was doing wrong, what I'm about to go over with you is what I found. And yes, I borrow a lot from military strategy, because litigation and trial work is a form of conflict. It's nonviolent conflict, governed by rules, ethics, and a purpose, getting justice for my people. When you're hurt because someone else was negligent, you're suddenly thrown into a conflict you didn't ask for. Insurance companies, corporations, and government defendants have one goal: minimize what they pay. My job is to make them pay what accounts for your real loss, and I do that strategically, ethically, and relentlessly. I don't look at settlement as a negotiation. I look at it as creating the conditions where the other side chooses the only rational outcome, paying what should be paid. That doesn't mean aggression for aggression's sake. It means understanding the battlefield, knowing the strengths and weaknesses on both sides, preparing so thoroughly that the other side realizes trial is a risk they don't want to take. When that happens, settlement becomes the smart move for them. The first step in getting cases settled is actually choosing the right cases. Not every bad thing that happens to people is legally fixable. Not every story is one a jury will find compelling and want to fix. And not every person who calls is ready to participate in their own case. I have to tell a lot of people that I can't help them, which is hard. In some instances, extremely hard, but necessary. What I look for in a case: good people who tell the truth and want to work with me. Clear responsibility. Someone or some entity that actually caused the harm. Real significant consequences. Physical, emotional, financial. And adequate coverage that can actually pay for the harm. When these circumstances all line up, settlement is not just possible, it's likely. When those cases don't settle and they have to be tried, it's because the other side has made a tremendous mistake. When those circumstances don't line up, I'm honest about that. Because if I take a case where the likelihood of success is low, I'm making silent promises I can't keep. This part surprises people, but it's critical. Litigation is emotional for people and their lawyers. Fear, anger, frustration, all of that can cloud judgment. And when a lawyer gets emotional, the insurance company wins. So I work hard to stay grounded. I look at facts. I don't give in to fear. I evaluate people by their actions, not their words. I don't let the other side push my buttons. I don't let anxiety drive decisions. People deserve a lawyer who is steady, strategic, and unshaken. That mindset alone changes case outcomes. Sun Tzu said it best: if you know yourself and know your enemy, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. For me, that means two things. First, early in my career, I thought I didn't like negotiating. Turns out, I just didn't know my people deeply enough. I wasn't connected to their story, their pain, their losses. Once I started digging deeper, really understanding the human impact, I became confident in the numbers I demanded. Second, insurance companies and defense lawyers have patterns. Some are fair, some are stubborn, some play dirty. Some are terrified of trials, as I used to be. I study them. I pull their trial records. I watch how they behave in other cases. I talk to other lawyers about their experiences. When you know who you're dealing with, you can predict their moves and counter them before they happen. If I do the same thing in every case, the defense will see it coming a mile away. I don't run cookie-cutter cases. I don't use the same strategies every time. I don't let the other side get comfortable. Every case is unique. Every person I help is unique. And the strategy has to match. The point is, never be a stationary target. This is the heart of everything. The best way to settle a case is to prepare it like you're absolutely going to trial. I visit the scene. I interview witnesses. I review every document and video multiple times. Study the defense lawyer's habits. I understand my person's medical journey. I work with experts early. I run focus groups when needed. When the other side sees that I know my person's case inside and out, and that I'm ready to put it in front of a jury, they get nervous. And nervous defendants settle. Delay helps the defense. Speed helps the injured person. I act to move fast. Records requests go out immediately. Investigations start right away. Experts get involved early. I stay in constant contact with my person. When the defense realizes I'm already prepared, and they're not, they feel pressure, and pressure leads to good results. When settlement talks start, I don't stop working the case. I keep filing motions. I keep preparing witnesses. I keep building pressure. Settlement discussions are not a ceasefire. They're an opportunity. And the message is simple. If this case doesn't settle, we're ready for trial, and you're probably not. That's how leverage is created. At the end of the day, getting a case settled when it should settle comes down to two things: preparation and strategy. I don't wait for the defense to do the right thing. I create the conditions where doing the right thing becomes the only smart option. If you or someone you love has been seriously injured because someone else was careless, and you want a lawyer who approaches your case with discipline, strategy, and urgency, feel free to reach out. If we are right for each other, I'm here to help you get the justice and the peace you deserve. In the next video, I want to discuss why money, even though it doesn't replace what you have lost in your life, is an important and appropriate remedy in our civil justice system. Thank you for watching.